Video 7 for Fitness with Gerry. We're going to review various positions for the chest press. A really good exercise for the chest muscles right here. Also the shoulders and the back of the arms, known as the triceps. And also the upper back muscles are involved, and a little bit between the shoulder blades. And I'm going to show you what you can do to also include the abdominals. So the first series of exercises of the chest press are basic. Here what I have is a homemade barbell, which is just a small diameter PVC tube. Inside there's iron reinforcement bar and cement. And on each side there's a 3-liter soda pop bottle that was the mold for the cement pour. No, I didn't drink the soda pop. That stuff is really harmful for the body. Lots of sugar, lots of salt, lots of chemicals, and air. There's bubbles of air which your body doesn't want. It's a closed system and it does not want air. Anyways, a quick plug for my other YouTube channel. Speaking of which, it's called Cooking with Gerry. At the moment there are 110 cooking videos, mostly vegetarian, some vegan, and a few with chicken or fish. So let's get started. I've got my homemade bench. I want to show you the basic bench press. So you have 3 main grips. Here is the regular grip. So you'd bring the barbell down. Elbows are fairly close to your ribs but not touching. And you have the close grip, losing a little bit of strength, so you're going to be a little bit weaker. The elbows now do come alongside and touch the ribs. It's important that the forearm stays perpendicular to the ground so that you don't lose strength. And the third basic position is the wide grip. It's usually the easiest because you have less distance to travel to get down to the chest. Also want to say it's important that the wrists are straight and not bent backwards like this, if you can see that. So the wrist is straight and not like this, because this puts a lot of pressure on the wrist, especially when you start getting heavy with the chest press and stacking on those weight plates on either side. And there's one other one. It's kind of a combination. It's with the reverse grip and forearms again perpendicular to the ground, bringing the weight down and then back up. So that's the basics, okay? What I'll do normally for my warm-up, I'll do 7 of the regular grip and then immediately go into 7 of the close grip, and then right away 7 of the wide grip, and then 7 of the reverse grip. That's my warm-up. I want to show you also, while I'm down here, a good variation doing a one-arm press. So now I have my hand as close as I can to the middle, and I can do a single arm press. And what's great is now my whole arm and shoulder and elbow and wrist need to have a lot more balance. Also with the one arm press, the other side of the abdominal muscle needs to engage. It needs to work so that it helps to balance out what's happening on this opposite side. The longer the bar is, the more instability you will have, which makes it more difficult compared to using a smaller dumbbell. Another variation of the one arm press is slowly rotating the bar as you lower it down to the abdomen. It's about the rib level, and then coming back up with the press. It's good for the wrist, shoulder, and elbow, and it also provides a better connection with the brain because you cannot go into what I call autopilot. Each rep needs to be concentrated. So that's using the barbell. Stay. And now using the dumbbells. These are also homemade. I'm guessing they weigh almost 10 kilos each. So you have the press as we did before, but now because each arm is independent, not connected by a barbell, there's a lot more stability that gets trained in the various joints. So there's the press, and with the dumbbells you can also do what's known as the fly. So now my forearms are not quite perpendicular. I get a lot more range of motion with the chest, and the shoulders and triceps are less involved. So there's more work for the chest muscles. And you can do a combination which requires a bit more concentration. So I'll do my right hand as a press and my left hand as a fly. And then I can alternate, or I can do 5 in a row and then switch to do 5 in a row to make things balanced. And you can also do the reverse grip and just make various combinations of the different movements. Okay, we're using the natural break. Well, not quite so natural. The camera is still not working properly. I have changed the direction of the bench so I can show you differently, different angle. I want to show you the overhead fly. So now we're going to be using the chest muscle in this direction. With the chest press and the regular fly, it's more going outwards. Now we're going upwards. So I take a weight, not so heavy because there's not a whole lot of strength in this movement, and keeping a slight bend in my elbows and my wrist straight, I lower the dumbbell above my head, trying not to arch my lower back too much. And then I come back up. So now I'm feeling still the triceps, the chest, less the shoulders, and now also the upper back muscles on the side. And I can make combinations. So that was the overhead fly, and then I can do a close grip chest press. Okay? Now I also want to show you when you have a lighter weight, you have a bit more range of motion. These are just tubes of cardboard. Inside there's sand and rock, and on each edge I just put concrete to contain what's inside. They're not so heavy, really easy to make. And because they're not so heavy, I have a lot more freedom. I can open up my arms a lot more, still keeping a slight bend in the elbow to protect that elbow joint. And then I can come back up, and I can make different kinds of movements. So here I have the reverse grip press. I want to balance out on each side, and I can do a fly sideways and a fly overhead, and then alternate really good to make the opposite side of the body have to do something different, so that you get the brain and the nervous system connected with the training session. And you can also do, say, an overhead fly and a reverse grip press. Okay, the last thing I want to show you with this video is when I raise the legs, I lose a lot of stability without having my feet on the ground. So now my abdominals and my core have to work a lot harder. And it also lowers, it flattens that lower back, which can very easily get arched, especially when you start packing on those weight plates and you start lifting heavy. So here I can do the exact same things, but now my legs are raised and my abdominals are working. If I put the legs straight, it becomes even harder. Okay, and if I do one side only, one arm, it increases the level of difficulty significantly with those legs up in the air. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you today for the video on the chest press. Make different combinations. Each time you do this area, this muscle group, training it, you can make it different by changing the number of reps you do, changing the weights you use, changing the order that you do the exercises in. Try to always include one arm and also each arm doing something different, so that you keep the brain involved and you don't get onto that autopilot. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.